From all over the country, from users of trucks in all types of businesses, come reports on the sensational new Chevrolet heavy-duty engine, the Loadmaster 105. More payload per trip. Lowest cost per ton mile. Power for the toughest jobs. Road time cut by hours. These are facts that owners are finding out for themselves on all types of jobs. So let's go to some of these users and let them tell their own stories. Here is Mr. Frank Heitman of Denver, Colorado. Mr. Heitman says,
"For my work, there's nothing like this new engine."
And here's a sample of Mr. Heitman's work. Every day, winter and summer, he picks up a large load of lumber about 75 miles west of Denver. Then heads back to the highway. And this is a tough dirt grade that none of his previous trucks could make with this load. The highway climbs up and up to Berthoud Pass at over 11,300 feet. Mr. Heitman reports,
"I can now drive these 7 miles to the top, even with the turns, and beat the other trucks by 15 minutes. I could never begin to make that kind of time before. My new truck cuts my road time 1.5 hours, and I couldn't begin to do that with my 49 Chevrolets. I make the round trip of 153 miles with an average of 23 gallons of gas. A good saving over another makeup truck with a smaller load on the same trip. And I wish you could see how I pass other trucks with smaller loads than mine. It's the greatest truck service I've ever seen."
In Evansville, Indiana, where the Ohio River weaves a horseshoe bend through the city, Chevrolet Loadmasters are delivering fuel oil and gasoline for the Clark Oil Company. On this type of work, the engine runs continuously, either running the truck or running the powerful pump. And here's the owner, Mr. Harold Clark.
This new heavy-duty engine beats anything I've seen yet. I've got power to carry a full load of almost 1,800 gallons of fuel oil. But even with that liquid load, my drivers say this truck handles about as easily as a passenger car. We've got plenty of power for hills too, and there are lots of them around here. Our trucks make better than 20 stops a day, but my records show that I'm getting better economy on these new trucks than I ever thought possible.
Ability to make money on the job. That's what the Percy Jones Company of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma says of their Chevrolet Loadmasters. They have 15 on the job. And take a look at the jobs these trucks have to do. How's this for a load? Power to do rough, off-the-road jobs. Here's another reason this operator in the oil field country says Chevrolet is his first choice. As to economy, listen to Mr. Wayne Slocum, General Superintendent.
We sent out 2 trucks on the same trip of 910 miles. One was a new Chevy, the other, well, another make with an even higher rating. Both were hauling the same load. On the round trip, the other truck lacked just 7 gallons of using twice as much gas as a Chevrolet. Yes, our Loadmasters give us real economy, and that means money to us.
The Verner Ginger Ale Company, with main offices in Detroit, Michigan, have Chevrolet Loadmasters on the job in many cities and are adding more. Says Mr. Ronald R. Brown, Fleet Superintendent,
"We are well pleased with the performance of these new heavy-duty engines. The drivers like the extra power, and we find we can haul larger loads. We now haul 300 cases, used to haul 250. And we're doing it at considerably better gas mileage. Our drivers have reported much more power on pickup, a feeling of confidence and dependability in all phases of driving, and greater reserve power in high gear, providing excellent getaway in passing."
Meet the fleet of the Houston Truck Line in Friend, Nebraska. 27 in all, of which 24 are Chevrolets. The newest are the rugged Loadmaster 105s. And meet Mr. Houston. Mr. Houston says,
I've had other model Chevrolet trucks, but my greatest surprise came when I put these new heavy-duty 105s on the job. For dependability, economy, and performance, you can't beat them.
Mr. Houston's trucks do general hauling, covering 7 states in all kinds of weather, summer and winter. No wonder dependability is important. From the salt mines and refineries, he hauls many tons of salt to the cities of the grain belt. Then his trucks go back again, loaded with grain. And as to economy, Mr. Houston says,
Operating costs on my new Loadmasters are definitely lower than other makes of trucks in my fleet.
Down in San Antonio, Texas, one of the Southwest's largest livestock markets. Wait a minute. How long can a trailer get? This 33-foot livestock semi-trailer, practically as long as the state of Texas will allow, belongs to Mr. Lomar W. Favor of San Antonio. Does this new engine do the job, Mr. Favor?
It'll outperform any truck I ever had and do any job that a cattle hauler has to do.
Mr. Favor averages 8,000 miles a month. Here he is loading 20 hefty cattle averaging 1,100 pounds each, ready for market. These happen to be mostly Hereford, but some are mixed Brahmans, a breed that are notoriously bad actors while on the road and hard to handle. So any lost time means lost profit for the cattle raiser. In this business, a truck must be able to operate anywhere. And out on the highway, his Chevrolet with Loadmaster acceleration and speed get him to market in record time. How about it, Mr. Favor? Does your Loadmaster save you time?
Well, on my run from San Antonio to Eagle Pass, I've cut down my time from 5 hours to 4. On the haul from San Antonio to Fort Worth, I've cut my time from 10 hours to 8. And believe me, that time means money. It's my truck, mister. With this new Chevrolet, I'll take as much load as the next feller. The well-behaved cattle or the ornery cattle. I'll get 'em there as fast as anybody can and in good condition. And if the other fella uses something else besides a Chevrolet, I'll make more money on the trip than he will and have more left at the end of the year.
Even though many of these loads are beyond the rated capacity, owners are enthusiastic about performance. Dover, Ohio. Mr. Hobart Johnson, owner of a thriving transit mix concrete business, says that his new 105s can haul 40% more payload. Because of less vehicle weight, he can haul a 3.5-yard mixer instead of a 2.5, and still stay within the state weight law. He has speed to beat competition and get concrete to the job in time. And he has plenty of power for the rough places around construction jobs. San Gabriel, California. The Ambler Milling Company, haulers of grain and feed to ranchers, say the new Loadmaster outperforms any truck they ever had. It gets the job done faster and at less cost. Last year, their fleet averaged 9 miles to the gallon. The new 105 is giving 9.5 to 10. For the extra performance they found in the Loadmaster 105, like many other operators, they've installed a 105 engine in an older model. Earlham, Iowa. Mr. Leslie Wiles, in the business of contract hauling and spreading lime for the farmlands, says that his new Loadmasters pull larger payloads at less cost. He makes his runs faster than other haulers who haul less payload over the same distances and the same roads with other makes of trucks. Before, when spreading lime in soft fields, it took all the power his trucks had. The new 105 rolls right along with power in reserve for ditches and washouts. Nyack, New York. The Rockland Light and Power Company uses 59 Chevrolet trucks, of which 6 are new Loadmaster 105s. Whether rushing to an emergency with the Hotline truck or doing patrol work, this large utility company finds that the increased acceleration and pulling power of the 105s get the job done faster and dependably in any kind of weather or any kind of roads. Yes, talk to the men who know, the users of Chevrolet Loadmaster engines from coast to coast, and you'll hear comments like these over and over again.
It's the greatest truck service I've ever seen.
Beats anything I've seen yet.
For performance, durability, economy, you can't beat 'em.
It's my truck, mister.
Whatever heavy job you want a truck to do, this new heavy-duty engine can do it for you. You'll find you can haul more loads, more miles for less with the Chevrolet Loadmaster 105. Your first Loadmaster 105 will prove to you why Chevrolet trucks lead in performance, in payload profits, and in popularity in every state of the Union.